Now, just to wrap up the sessions, I want you to make 2 columns again. One saying passion, one saying vocation. Passion, again, is something that you're great at and something that you love. I want you to summarize what you've managed to summarize what you've managed to learn about yourself in terms of your passion. Vocation, again, vocation is something that you are paid for, and it's something that the world needs. I want you now to look at what the world needs, go into the mission section and look at your vocation, what type of wealth generator you are, and extrapolate the information that you have managed to gather about yourself. And again, profession is what you're great at and what you're paid for. Again, look into the Myers-Briggs, look at your personality type, look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, and I want you to summarize what you managed to extrapolate from that. And lastly, mission. Mission, again, what the world needs and what you love. Again, extrapolate what you can. So pause this video and I want you to reflect and write down whatever you've managed to gather. Based on this and your sessions on reflection over these, I want you to write down a purpose that you think you have, something that you think, some insight that you might have gained after doing these exercises. There's a strong possibility that some of you will get there a lot quicker than others, but there might be a possibility that you still have got no idea. That's also a possibility. But that will unravel with time because the key questions have now been programmed within you. So the more you reflect over the key questions, slowly but surely your answers will emerge. How do you need to map this? So one of the key tools that I've used for people that even suffer from depression. So a lot of surgeons and top surgeons in the UK used to approach me with acute depression. So lots of doctors would approach me with acute depression, and I was working with psychiatrist consultants in the UK trying to solve this issue of increasing amount of depression. And what I would use is this tool that you can see in front of me, which I call reaching your destination. What I would actually ask them to do is write down where they are at the present moment, here and now. Because in depression, what happens is you lose your bearings, you lose where you're actually going. You're in a negative spiral of basically negative thoughts. And whatever you think basically is always negative, and you don't know how to snap out of that rat race of negativity. And so what I do is I ask them to create this map of where they are here now in the present, and then the future dream, where do they want to go, here and there, right? And then the roadmap, how do they get there, what skills do they need, and how can they get them? This is a key question that they need to ask, because what I'm actually asking them to do is create the pieces of the puzzles they need to unlock their mind, get them to think beyond what's trapping them. And so, because the key thing is, the world makes way for the man who knows where he is going. This is something that Ralph Waldo Emerson said. So the key thing is to find out what skills do I need? Ask yourself that question, how can I get them? And break that down into steps. And you can do this simply by creating your strategy. So ask yourself, where am I now? And where can I get them from? Where do I need to be? And how can you get them? What skills do I need, and how can I get them? So these are the key questions that you need to answer yourself. The education funnel. Now I'm summarizing this now, and I'm coming to an end. Now, if you imagine education, knowledge is like an infinite pool of knowledge. There's an infinite pool of knowledge out there. The amount that you know is a fraction of that. And a fraction of what you know, you understand. And it's a fraction of what you understand is what you implement. And it's a fraction of what you implement is what are your routines. And it's a fraction of your routines is what are your habits. It's your routine and habits that define you as a person. It's the things that you keep on repeatedly doing These define you as a person as your repeated actions, and this is where the true reward lies. Your true reward lies in your actions, your routines and habits. What do you keep on doing? Common sense is not always common practice. In terms of spirituality, Islamic spirituality, it's not, Allah says, it's not the large things that a person does that Allah looks at. It's the ones that we do frequently, that are small but we do frequently. Those are the ones that carry the most importance in front of Allah's eyes. So it's the large ones done infrequently, those aren't important. The better ones are those that are the small deeds but are done frequently. Now I will end by sharing with you my why. I asked Hanfi that was here to share with us his why. I'll share with you my why. So when I've really asked myself why I do what I do, this quote by Irma Bumbeck came up. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left, and I could say I've used everything you gave me. This is my why. This is my why. This is what makes me tick. And just summarizing, you only live once. Love, live and laugh. Impossible is nothing. Make a difference. Make a difference. And I'll end with you on a quote which basically kept me going through some of the toughest times that I had in my life, which was in 2012 when my health declined, which I briefly mentioned, but I will elaborate on in module 3. When the top doctors on the planet gave up on me, the doctors in Harley Street gave up on me. And that quote was, you were born with potential, you were born with goodness and trust, you were born with ideals and dreams, you were born with greatness, you were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings, learn to use them and fly. This is a quote by Jalaluddin Rumi. And I will end there, and lastly, do what you love or love what you do. There are only two choices, and I want to thank you for coming and attending this, and thank you for those that have purchased this seminar, workshop, module. So I want to thank you for those that have taken this module, and that's the end of the session.